call our meeting to, no bills, but we do have some minutes.
Who is? Jean's on.
Move to accept the minutes of,
Oh, gee, good.
September 16th. With isn't there I think there's a correction. This is too. Find this.
No rush.
Hang on. Yeah, it's right here. It says the next meeting was October 7th, was it?
We canceled that. Yeah. Canceled it.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm wrong.
You okay?
Yes,
Okay.
I made a
Got
mistake. I
second
thought I
on
was
that?
wrong and I was.
I will second it. I didn't know we needed to do that for them.
Any other discussion, corrections, anything at all? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now, this 22 Forge Road,
Yep.
Rick Grady.
Yep.
What it is that putting two septic systems on a single lot. And in my memory, I seem to remember the board taking an action and formulating a regulation against that activity, putting two septic systems on one lot. But we really can't locate any evidence of that, so I think what it might have been was you can't have sewer and septic on the same lot.
I don't think you can have two working systems.
Well, we can't find anything wrong with it, and the lot is sized and the plans are here, so we're gonna take a look at it. But where we don't have a regulation preventing it, we're gonna look to if it's agreeable to the board, what we'll do is just approve the plan as submitted and not address it as a variance, because there's no regulation to get a variance from.
Yeah, and actually, I think that is my conservative side coming in of a radical liberal. I think that's an overreach because if there's no impact to public health by having two systems other than a redundancy, why would we have a regulation prohibiting it? And who on earth would want to put two systems in if they didn't need to?
This guy,
Well, this
Does he need to?
specific case is because if you look at topographically, this sits low on the property. This is where the existing house is. This is their existing system is over here. They have a pool, so they can't be moving. There's nowhere to put it. They actually have a fairly large parcel of land. They're looking to do an accessory dwelling, which is gonna sit higher up on a hill. That's gonna basically house, I believe it's the father-in-law. So they're adding this septic system on to service just this house, and there'll even be there'll be a road, separate driveway apparently to get into this as well.
I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of this.
Yes.
In the future.
So I think, at some point we need to address this and what are the parameters of how big does the lot need to be to accommodate, like what is feasible? You can't put two systems on a quarter acre lot or probably even a half an acre lot, depending on how it's situated, given property lines and the shape of the plot. It's gonna need to be considered like,
Topography too.
yeah, what are we gonna do? That's something that we definitely need to be thinking about in the relatively short future.
okay, go ahead. Put that chair in the first door when you open it, Bill. Okay.
Now this
Grady just pulled in.
Oh,
hasn't been subdivided or anything. It said this is simple.
no, it's just somebody's
These are the
lot.
ADUs. Remember we passed a town meeting, the ADU regulation?
Yeah,
This is what we're
What
gonna
it
see
is.
is a lot of people putting in ADUs to house their family members.
And typically, we would request that they upgrade their system to support that, but given the layout of this, it's
Right.
just not possible.
Can't get to it.
Yeah.
And
I
it
think
would
on
be
some of
cost
these-
prohibitive, I think, to relocate everything.
And I think you'll see on some of these, as we move forward through time with these ADUs, you're gonna see some of them, if you're given a large enough parcel of property, you need to put two systems.
Right.
Well, as Dennis said, it meets all the other requirements and what did you
Right,
use?
so
The
really,
word you
we're
used was
just-
redundancy.
Yeah.
I guess that's really all it is, but
well, that second system isn't gonna help if the first system fails.
No,
No.
No.
So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
So, all right, well, then I guess you're just approving it as proposed.
As submitted, yes.
Okay,
I would
great,
make a
done.
motion to approve the plan as submitted.
So moved.
Seconded
Fantastic.
by Dennis. And all in favor?
Aye.
Well, you're able to come back.
Well, when Bill comes back, we're gonna tell him that it's all set.
Yeah,
And he can go back down and let Mr.
Dennis
Brady
said
out,
it.
yeah.
So I wouldn't count him in. Season vote.
We'll let him vote when he comes in. Bill?
Is that him?
No, I guess not, but,
I let somebody in.
did you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, hope it's not a terrorist. Come on in, Bill.
yeah, me too.
Anyway,
There must be something in the other room too.
probably, yeah. We voted and I'd like to hear your vote to approve the plan as submitted.
Yeah, I heard.
That's your correction officer coming up.
Okay? What, Joyce, what?
Nothing.
You said you got
Heidi's
things
just
to talk
laughing.
about, so,
Oh, no, she's just tickling at me.
oh.
Anyway, so good, Forge Road's done, fantastic. That's it, so I do think at some point we do need to come up with a plan going forward as to what, because it's gonna become more and more prevalent, so I'd like to have some guidance for when people call, what we can and can't do, so that we're not jerking people around.
So there would definitely have to be in a space, obviously, and of a
I
small
don't
lot.
know if it really needs to be a case by case. Who knows?
Well, I think you could probably put some parameters.
Yeah, because then you get the engineer stamping it.
Right, but I mean, I think like if you know, looking at lot size to say conceivably, if you have a half acre lot and you have a system in a house, there probably really isn't enough
But-
space to put another system.
And most engineers
another-
would say you have a system, it's gonna be more effective to do it this way
Yeah.
than to do it the other way.
So you think just going case by
Case
case
by
is
I
fine?
think,
All
yeah,
right, great.
I think we can have without being a regulation, an advisory where possible and practical, use a single system. It's simply, it makes it easy to monitor, to maintain and whatnot, and but if that isn't, then a second system, obviously, but I just say a guidance, it's not a regulation. If it
Well,
could
then
be
there's no
possible
sense
and
in
practical,
having
they
it.
still want a second system.
But if it's not a regulation, there's really no sense in having a guidance, because anybody that's doing it is gonna cost effectively not try and put two systems in if they can avoid it,
Right.
so.
What I suspect, and this is beyond our purview, that lots with two houses and two two separate systems will eventually be divided and sold separately, but that's not our issue. That's not our concern.
Right, but I can understand you saying that. I get it.
But you'd need the right street frontage and that's all zoning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not our issue.
Anything can happen.
Let's do that.
Remember we had down on Main Street, he wanted to build in the lot behind him, remember? I remember that, okay.
So you want me
Moving
to
on,
Continue.
Joyce, you have
Yes.
things to talk about.
Okay, so in your package, you'll see a bunch of regulations. It seems that there are some things you guys can review and we can just put the stamp of approval that they're new enough or nothing has really changed, that at least we can start to get through some of them and get them typed up correctly and worded and getting them into the clerk's office so this doesn't happen again. So we have everything in one spot of all of our regulations. So I was hoping that we could have everybody just, I don't suspect there'll be any changes to the haulers, keeping of commercial farm animals, or smoking in workplaces. I can't imagine you guys are gonna have any changes, but if you could review those, that would be great. And then the only other one, is the private well, which I have had discussions with a couple of well drillers who would be more than willing to come and talk with us about what common day practices, because, like here, we have them using steel pipe, stainless steel pipe, and now a lot of it has gone to PVC because it's much more durable and they don't have to worry about pitting. So things like that, that we may just want to update this to reflect what the current well drilling practices are. So if everybody can just review them, that would be delightful.
And we're gonna review those for next meeting.
Yeah, sure, that sounds good. And then if there's no changes, we can just say no changes and I can mark it off as that we reviewed it and move on to the next set. As far as agent report, it's been, consistent as far as septic inspections go. I have the same two hoarding cases, although, one is sort of in limbo because the house has been condemned, everybody's out. Electricity and, water and propane has all been shut down, so there's no viable way for anybody to be living there. The second case, I'm working with the family. I've been doing pretty much weekly checks to help them move along to get things.
Is that the one where the whole neighborhood's involved helping?
No, that one's pretty, they have the dumpster and they've been cleaning. That one's good. That's not a continuing thing. No, this is, there's just some other issues that are going along with this, and so to try and mitigate it before we have to write a correction order and jeopardize somebody's living situation, seemed like a better course of action to work with them to get, the people to, and they have some other providers in the house as well that can work with them, so it seemed like a good course of action. I am in the process of completing the Mass Fit certification for food inspection. That's this new thing from the state. We all have to get our certification. So Wednesday and Thursday of this week, I will be in New Bedford for the second portion. I did 24 hours last week and completed 20 hours of online stuff during vacation for part of it is through FDA and on the Mass Learn site that you have to complete it to do the rest of this. So I've knocked out most of it. This is the last big segment. And then to complete it, they'll send an evaluator down with who I'll go out and complete inspections in town. It's really for them to watch me, not the places that I'm inspecting. So at least that'll be one thing down. Grant, we still continue to have Maven monitoring done by both the Epi, who is, I can't say enough nice things about this person. She's squared away. She's very informative for what's going on in the town. She's in communication with me if we had a campy outbreak with somebody, so we worked together, and so that was great. We do have a grant nurse who will be taking over the Maven, and she's also been in the COA, so she's taking up what Pat used to do. So that seems to be going all right. And then the only other things we will be gone after Veterans Day. We leave like that Tuesday night, so we'll be out of the office Wednesday and Thursday for the MHOA conference, which I'm taking Lori to so she can get some training. It's all different kinds of classes that you can attend. So we've looked at it and Lori's picked a few things out that she thinks will be beneficial for her doing her job. So just so everybody's aware of that.
Do we have desk coverage for her while she's gone?
No, not at this time. We've looked at it. And we've decided that we'll just put answering on the phone. We've alerted both conservation and planning who are, we all help each other out if somebody's office is closed, so we should be fine for that period of time. I'm also hopefully going to be attending the DEP septic conference. It's just to go and do some refreshing on basically the regulations for septic and anything coming down the pike as far as nitrogen loading and all that happy stuff. So that's pretty much, the rest of it we'll discuss with the fines and things, but that pretty much sums it up for what I've been doing.
Anybody have any questions for Joyce? Okay, moving on. Under discussions, we have revoking of permits for outstanding fines. Got some
Yes,
verbiage on
so, yeah, we, in this, we.
that? First one.
No, I know, I'm just, something popped in.
Oh, there it
Yes,
is.
it is. It's the last one. So, yeah, we have people with outstanding fines, who will be applying for their license and, it's your call, but my theory is if you haven't paid your fines,
Small.
you don't get a license. Like,
I
it seems
agree.
pretty common sense to me, but just looking for a vote of support from the board that that is in fact how we do business here in Kingston.
It should be.
Anybody have any thoughts to the contrary, or does somebody want to make a motion? Motion would be if an applicant has any outstanding fines with the town, that the application will not be considered until such time as
No
Resolved.
application, okay, I move that no application, for Board of Health permit shall be, considered if the applicant has outstanding fees due to the board.
I'd second that, and which that's the motion.
Can we also include taxes, any outstanding monies to the town? Because oftentimes we will get, that it goes around the town hall that we have to sign off that taxes have been paid or,
Isn't that for building permits?
it's for everybody. We all have to look at the list.
I know, but isn't it for a building permit?
What do you mean,
Is
for like
that
an
for a license
occupancy?
renewal? Is that for a license
Well,
renewal?
I'm saying if we're going to enact it, do we want to, it's only, you only want to have it for fines owed to the department, not to the town.
I think because it's health related, if they owe taxes on something else to the town for something else, that's not really our direct concern. Because I don't, I'm just saying, if they owe us money, we're not gonna issue any permits until you square up your account.
I have to agree, because I
I
know
don't
of
care what we do, I
situations,
just
well,
want
I
to
have,
clear.
I know of situations where there have been tax problems between contractors and the assessors over different things. And I would hate to see them not be able to renew their license with us because they're in a argument situation with somebody else.
Yeah, this is really more about.
It's just being
what
imperialist,
we
they give
establish. I never have any issues with the contractors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the motion covers the Board of Health. the
Okay.
Board of Health and the Board of Health only. Okay,
Okay, that's perfect.
and I
Thank
second
you.
it, all in favor?
All right,
There you go.
All right. Preparing for camps, there's a letter in your packet that we've drafted to send out to the superintendent as well as,
Oh, we already know that.
why is it on here? It says preparing for camp.
Oh, we just to let them know that.
Oh,
It's in the
okay.
packets.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't see
Say it's
anything.
in the
No.
packet.
Yeah, and so you just mailed out a letter.
Yes, we mailed out a letter basically saying, putting everybody on notice that runs the buildings and that are owned by the town and the schools. That state law states you have to be a licensed camp, because apparently
There's a couple.
we have not been doing that. So hopefully that will put a kibosh on that. So we sent that out. I already went over the bylaws, regulations. That's what I asked you guys to review.
Yep.
We still have, no compliance from JAW Waste Services. So at this point, we're looking to revoke their permit and tell them they can't pick up trash. They just refused. They're not submitting their quarterly reports. We have called them, emailed them. They just don't care. So,
Maybe they'll care when you revoke their permit. How's that?
and that's, but I felt like that was something that needed to be addressed by the board and not a decision made by me solely.
Uh-huh. You've given them notices?
Oh, we've called DEP, we've put it out to the person that's in charge of supposedly monitoring this stuff, and it's done, we've gotten no response.
well, to the effect that, despite, repeated requests to the contrary, you have remained out of compliance with the regulations under which this permit was issued, therefore the permit has been revoked by the Board of Health. You may no longer
There
do
you go.
business in the town of Kingston.
Great, okay. Well, I just figured you guys
We,
might
we
wanna.
know who owns it, no, right?
Dennis is
Oh,
gonna
we
make
know
a
the
motion
company.
to that
that's
effect.
involved. Yes.
So moved.
Okay, second, Joe, okay. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Bill? Okay. All right, changing the dates for the farmer's market, permit dates. which
Yeah,
is-
so instead of, so right now you guys have it that everybody comes in, it has to have everything in by January first, and we run January first to December 31st. Which for like food establishments and stallers makes great sense, because they work year round. But in order to ease up how much stuff we're getting in at one given time, it really doesn't make sense to ask the farmer's market, the mobile food trucks, or the camps to have all that stuff submitted for December when they typically don't run until late spring. So we thought, because we do the jamboree, the food truck jamboree, it's like a community inspection process. And to hopefully make it easier to, for some of the trucks that want to do business here, we say that the permits run from March 1st to February 28th or 29th, or March 15th to March 14th, and call it a day, and that will be their block of time. That way it affords them the opportunity that if for some reason they're doing business in the winter, go to it. It's fine, it's, you're covered. And allow everybody to come and get inspected, or as many people to come and get inspected at that jamboree as possible. Hopefully it makes it easier for them and cost effective, because a bunch of towns go and do it. Like we get people from Bourne and Taunton. I did it when I was in Milton. So we all the inspectors go to one space in Norwell and inspect everybody on one day.
What date did you do that?
The Jamboree, the association picks a day and they let all of the departments know, and we say, yes, we can be there.
but it would be before this March date, correct?
Yeah, I'll look to see when they typically run it, but they would have to have, it will be after this March date. So they would have to have all their paperwork in, because this is just to get your paperwork in, and then we go and do inspections.
Okay.
So it wouldn't hold anybody up from actually conducting business. We just need to have a deadline to have everybody get their stuff in.
And we'd be extending current
Yeah, I would say just.
permits until these dates.
Yeah, I mean,
For-
nobody's, generally speaking, none of them are running their businesses in January and February anyways.
And primarily, this is to make things easier in the office.
Really twofold. One, yes, so we're not being inundated with vast amounts of permits at one time. But two, and I think more importantly, it will hopefully make it easier for the businesses as well, because December, January, February is like tough months for them. So at least if we're moving it to March, gives them a little bit of time after the holidays to kind of get their stuff together, especially if somebody's typically they do truck repairs in the winter time. So I'm hoping it would make it easier for
So
them.
we'll make a motion somebody will make a motion to change the date to March 15th. Is that correct?
I will
Somebody
make
like
a
to do-
motion to change the permit dates for the farmer's market till May 15th, mobile food trucks to March 15th, and camps to June 15th.
Second.
All in favor?
All right,
Aye. Okay. Now the vote for the support of the septic benefit loan program.
We just have to have something on record for, to go to, when it goes to this town meeting, saying that
The
the
other one.
board is supporting the
Continues to
continued
support.
use of the betterment
we
law.
recommend favorable action. That would be the motion?
Well, right now, the board just supports, yeah, actually, sure. That's
Because
fine.
it's town meeting that
Right.
introduced the program. We can't do it. Therefore, I make a motion that the Board of Health recommend favorable action at town meeting for the septic betterment loan program.
Second?
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You want to record that, it was 5-0. on
Yeah.
that, You know.
We
Okay?
just need to write something up that I'm gonna give
Oh,
to
okay.
Keith
Now-
to put in the packet for the town meeting.
Date of town meeting is,
Oh, yeah, I wanna say it's like the 19th.
Who seconded
November
that?
19th. Oh, you did.
No,
November
I made it.
19th,
You made it.
2024.
Yeah,
No, Dennis made the motion. I seconded it.
it's
Oh my
Tuesday,
God.
November 19th is town meeting,
Tuesday, November 19th.
is town
Okay,
meeting.
I'm not gonna be available. Who wants to present the article at town meeting? You wanna do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Short and sweet, Dennis, short and sweet.
Very short.
Maybe
Not
not so
bitter.
sweet.
You'll have 5-0 from everybody, I
Yeah.
think, and you'll just go up and do it. That's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so.
When's
Dennis
town
will
meeting?
present it. I'm sorry,
November 19th.
I don't know the position of the, on the warrant yet, but you'll be able to find
Yeah.
that out. in
It's
due
like
time.
12 or 13, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, but, who's the moderator? He tends to move stuff around a lot.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know then.
Unless you want to.
No, you are welcome to. I don't like standing up in front of crowds.
I mean, I can do it, it's not a big, can I do it? I can do it, I gotta go anyways.
do you?
Yeah, I'm expected to be there.
Fine with me. I won't be there, but fine with me.
All right, well, I mean, it's up to Dennis, if you don't really
No,
want.
that's quite all right.
What?
But she presented.
to.
Somebody else can present it. I don't have to present it.
You know,
Okay, well,
all right.
why don't we leave
I
it
don't
like
even
this
think
then for
that's
now?
done.
Why don't we leave it that if Joyce is there and she wants to present it, that's fine. If things go wrong and
Yeah, I
whatever.
fall
then
off a
you-
truck.
you got
I'll
that.
be your, I could be your call if you fall off a truck.
Dennis is the second one. He volunteered.
All right,
Or
well,
Dennis
that's all
will.
I got for me, I'm good.
Okay, anybody else have any new business? I saw something on there.
Can I just
about,
ask a question, Joe?
Anytime.
You probably don't know the answer,
Maybe,
but you know, I know most of the haulers, but JAW said they have 100 people they go to.
Yeah.
And we're canceling. That means 100 people throwing their trash in the streets.
no, that means 100 people need to find another purveyor.
Well, how do they know if this outfit's not answering us? They may not tell anybody for
Right,
2
but
months.
we'll post it online,
Okay,
we'll post it on our town website.
okay, good.
That
Yeah,
they,
we
and I'm going
should,
to let the police department know as well,
you know, because that
so.
that can
I'll
happen.
send them a cease and desist letter that they can no longer,
People get aggravated and they get a month's worth of trash and it's gonna go, we used to have it all over the town trash at
okay,
one
but
time.
Bill, I have to comply with what DEP regulations are, and if they're not reporting their trash.
And I didn't say that.
shortly,
What
then
I
we
said
have
is,
to act on
do
it.
we don't know who,
We don't know
Trash.
who they
Oh,
service. is all
Yeah,
he's
but,
saying.
and I have
we
no
don't
way to
know.
know,
That's what I asked.
yeah. But the best thing we can do is post it,
Because we used to have to go to the woods in the old days and clean woods out, all in Kingston, all, a lot of us.
yeah,
So we don't need that again.
hopefully people will not be taking that avenue,
Okay.
throwing trash in the woods.
I have an interesting
They
thing
used to come
that would
from
go
Plymouth
under
and
new
do it.
business.
It was
What's
hot.
that?
You have a lot of people who are. Do we have a safe needle drop? And
No.
Where is it?
No, we don't, and I have containers, but I looked into it. So how we did it in Milton is that we charged for the containers. And then that cost covered the cost of when they came to pick it up, but it's, you know, you're looking at. I wanna say like $10 and $15, depending on the size of the container.
But I wonder if there's a grant. I'm gonna look into this.
Okay.
I think you drop needles off at the firehouse. That's
Hey,
where-
you know what?
You
That would
can,
be a
but it
good
needs to
question
be in
for
a-
our-
In a
okay.
container, yeah.
Oh, yes.
What are we talking about?
I think our new public health nurse should look into this.
Okay,
Can we hire one?
well, and the
We're
other
working on
issue is the mercury thing.
The mercury, yeah.
We. Yeah,
Good.
my understanding is that there's a statewide household collection this Saturday. I know Plymouth is running it because Val told me
For mercury.
for any hazardous household waste. But so the reason I'm only aware of it is because Mark Douglas called me today. So apparently Paul's cleaning out his office and has been collecting mercury stuff for eons and has a bucket full or something and is wondering how to get rid of it. And but when you look on the Mass, if you Google mercury drop-off sites in state of Mass, the Kingston transfer station comes up as one.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm not sure like where the disconnect is. Cause I don't run the transfer station.
What's Paul's
No, I
last
know.
name?
Basila.
I know, but what's Paul's last day?
Oh, I thought you said it's the last name. I'm like, I believe it's the end of the month, but don't quote me on
Is
it.
there anything planned?
I'm assuming so.
Let me know. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it says fluorescent light bulbs and other mercury products.
Right, but
But it literally says fluorescent light bulbs, thermometers,
right, no, I get that. That's my point. Like,
Hearing aid
why is Paul
batteries.
calling me?
batteries.
If they're accepting this at the transfer station, why are they calling me?
Well, I know there was one time where we did have a take back and we gave out thermometers.
Right, no, I know that's this, it's, I believe it's South Shore Recycling Committee that helps put this on, which is why
Jean's
I'm
not there,
guessing.
right?
why-
Jean's right there.
Is
So
she there?
Jean
She's gone,
can
I
speak
think.
up. She left? So I'm assuming that's why she popped on, because I emailed her, I'm like, hey, do you know anything about this? And she sent me the links to what I already looked up that apparently is not necessarily accurate.
So maybe we need to look up hazardous waste days.
But my
But
thing
would
is,
that
like,
include
why would,
needles and?
no, needles is separate from
Needles are
hazardous
separate,
waste.
that's why we need.
That's
someone-
biomedical.
It
Yeah.
just, yeah.
But I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't have a budget to be paying hazardous
for-
waste company to come pick up mercury. Or needles.
Sharp containers, right, yeah.
I got shopped containers because I got them through, I don't know, somewhere
Mhm.
I got free ones. So I'm like, yep, I'll take them. Anything's free
Yeah.
for me.
There's a hazardous waste, hold on, there's one the 26th.
Yeah, that's next weekend. And that's what Val was saying, that if you're in,
We should see if somebody can bring it down to Plymouth.
Is that from?
yeah, Val said she would take it if it's like reasonable, because she has some other stuff to take down there. But, we're not sure about the premise, but I think it just begs further investigation that we probably should have
Have a plan.
some kind of, yeah, program. Oh, I know the other thing should mention, I've been working with two lovely young men from Mass Maritime around emergency preparedness. As part of their sort of senior project, it's called the Table Talk, it's through MEMA and Mass Maritime, and so I'm working with these two gentlemen, Josh and Nick. And they're doing scenarios around, like, if a hurricane hit, debris removal, like all the pieces. So it'll be an ongoing thing, but it's been good for me. It's very helpful because I'm obviously not some guru in emergency management, so it's been helpful. But as that progresses, I will report more.
Maybe they want to come in and talk to us.
You can come to their presentation. I will let you know when it is.
Interesting.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep, that's it.
Next meeting's November 4th. No, yes, November 4th, 2024.
Move to adjourn unless there be other business.
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye.